All right, so this guy right here is gonna help us showcase Dracula. I know what Dracula does, so while showcasing this unit, I'm also gonna give you guys some information or fun facts about him because I was the guy. Since I am a planner for the game, I was one of the people that actually did design Dracula. I was the one who made the docs for him, so I kind of know what the reasoning is behind him, and he is actually a very crazy unit. In my opinion, I think he is the second or third best unit in this update, okay? And I'll explain why, okay? So first and foremost, Dracula unevolved is around 750 per placement, but I believe on Evo he will be 750 placement, and evolved he will have around 1500 placement. So this right here is his first attack. So his first attack right here is basically just him launching fire. But then also apparently he has an ability even on his on Evo state, right? Even on evolved he has an ability. So I want to actually see what his ability does even on Evo, because on evolved his ability will actually be a summon. So I want to see how good his ability is on Evo, because when he's 100% his evolution actually does such insane amounts of damage. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you guys my testing on evolved 100% Dracula and how it happened. Okay, and how good he is. So right here, oh my goodness. So if you take a look at that, actually he does already do summons. And by the way, I thought he only did 6 summons. He actually does even more than 6 summons. So I think he does around that's a lot of summons. Okay, that's around 12 15 summons right there. And one crazy fact is, okay, one crazy fact, his summons will do around the same will have the same HP as his damage. So let's say for example, at max upgrade he will have 30,000. Okay, at evolution at 100% evolved he will have around 30,000 with no traits, fully upgraded. So 30,000 times that by all of his summons, which is around 10, more than 10, he will do around 300,000 to 400,000 just from his summons alone without any traits. 400,000 just from his summons alone without any traits. And then he also has bleed and all these other stuff, which makes him such a powerful unit. And the best part about this is he is actually more than one placement, right? He's actually 2 placement. So if you actually have a Dracula, if you place down 2 Draculas, max upgrade them, even without traits, you could be doing around 600,000 to 700,000 damage with just the summons alone. Because take a look at this, right? 629 HP, 323 HP, 323 HP, 1618 HP right there. The HP is actually insanely good, so I think it might actually be even better. The damage might be even higher. So if you place down 2 Draculas, it will actually be crazy. So it's 45 seconds apparently. The full cooldown for him is for 45 seconds. But again, at full evolution, he will be super insanely good. I'm telling you, I'm not lying to you guys. At full evolution, he will be super insanely overpowered. Especially if you have Apex on him. If you have Apex on him, he's just gonna be busted, right? Imagine summons doing 100,000 HP or have 100,000 HP. Each of them having 100,000 HP, and you have 2 Draculas with Apex, because Apex doesn't have a placement limit. You could do millions of damage with just his summons alone, and he's actually just a very powerful unit. So I tested him on this specific infinite map. When I was on testing, he could actually go to around wave 80 alone without any traits, right? Without any traits, he can basically get to wave 80 on infinite without any traits. That's how overpowered he is at full evolution, 100% evolved. He could go to max wave 80 without any traits. And with traits, I think he went around wave 100, somewhere around that. And he's just very overpowered as a unit. So you can place how many? So I believe you can place more than one. I believe you can place 2, and you can place another one right here. So this right here is his first. So he's placed 2 already. You can place 2 at most. Yeah, 2. He is a 2 placement unit. Upgrade to second ability. So the second ability right now, this is on Evo showcase. The Evo showcase will probably come later. So the second ability is basically just a bigger fireball for the Unevo, but the Evo will have different moves, okay? He will have a different moves for the Evo. So this is right here is the second ability. Third ability right here, I believe, will be a Meteor. This is basically for the Unevo, but again, full evolution, 100% evolved Dracula will have a full area of effect attack. So if you really want to make the most out of your Dracula, get him to that full evolution at 100% evolved. He will do full area of effect and he will have more damage. So 100% Dracula will have around 30,000 damage at max, and will also have full area of effect, and he will even have bleed. So again, very overpowered unit right here. All things considered, I think he is the second most overpowered unit or third most overpowered unit in this update. And imagine if you get Apex on him, he'll just be a very busted unit. Apex on him will be very crazy, or something like Enchanted Spirit on him will be very good as well, because he can do the summons. So he will be very crazy with that Apex. He will just be very insane. He's super crazy good. And he does have an ability, and the ability is called Vampire Horde, right? Vampire Horde is the name of his ability. This is on Evo, and again, he's already doing relatively well. Again, this is on Evo. I'm just gonna take out my Dracula right here, or my Shadow Dragon. He's doing relatively well for himself at Infinite without any trait. So he only has Elemental trait, and this is on Evo. And he's doing relatively well in Infinite. So now that he activated both of their ability, this is what's gonna happen, right? Look at how many summons there are right here, because both of their abilities were activated. So take a look at this, 2,000 HP. One of them also has 11,000 HP. Imagine that, right? Imagine that when he's evolved and you have traits on him. So imagine when he's fully evolved without even traits, right? 30,000 HP. Imagine each of these guys right here having 30,000 HP. And you could do it like every 45 something seconds. So that's literally crazy. That's without traits, bro. But with traits, imagine each of these right here doing around 100,000 HP. With Apex, each of these right here will have around 100,000 HP. 100,000 HP. Each of those summons will have around 100,000 HP. That is insanely outrageously good. And again, after that, he can do another summon. Okay, so after they reach over there, he has another summon ready. And imagine this again doing around 100,000 HP with Apex. So again, this is a very powerful unit. If you say, oh, Dracula's bad, bro, Dracula is currently one of the most overpowered unit in the game. He's not the most overpowered unit. That title will go to someone else. But he's a very overpowered unit, that's all I gotta say. He's a very mean, overpowered unit. This is again on Evo, and he's already doing so good, bro. On Evo Dracula, right, is already going through Infinite, and he's already at wave 29, and this is like level 1 Dracula, I believe. This is like a level 1 Dracula 2, basically crushing Infinite without any help. And this is just absolutely crazy. So again, Dracula is a very powerful unit. If you want him, go get him. He is the first raid unit ever in Anime Defenders, and he is also perhaps one of the best units in the game right now. And also, the summons that he has are also bosses, so that's why they're also relatively big. That's because the summons are bosses. So the best part about the summons is they also target enemies that are very small, right? They also target enemies that are, sorry, not very small. They also target enemies that are hybrid. So they target hybrid enemies, enemies that are flying. They target enemies that are on the ground, and they target enemies basically everywhere. So even if he is, let's say for example he's ground unit, because he's not a ground unit, he's a hybrid unit, right? Let's say for example he was a ground unit, it wouldn't even matter because his summons would basically beat all the hybrid units or all the hill units or all the flying units, because his summons can hit the flying units. So he's a very overpowered unit, and the summons are just crazy good. That's all I gotta say. The summons are crazy, insanely good. As you guys can see right there. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you to this guy right here. I'm just gonna be paying him with trait crystals to show my thanks to him. But yeah, huge thanks to this dude right here. That's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.